Hello, my name is Hannah Sasser, and I'm going to be talking about the Tackett Inc. expansion. And first, we'll start with a little bit of business background. As you can see, my mother is Jeanette Tackett, and she started attending her first training in 2005, opening her business in 2006. And you can actually see in 2012 is the first time that we had hired a business coach 6 years after she opened her business. In 2014, we purchased our first building with plans to expand. And in 2016, Sasser Specialties moved into their final brick and mortar home. In 2017, my mother attempted to sell our business, but due to some faults in the contract and the buyer, she was able to get her business back. And JH Tackett Marketing was created and the business was reborn in a new name. JH Tackett Marketing now, since 2018, has gone through a lot of rebuilding, and during COVID, we were able to remain open because we do service a lot of our law enforcement and safety officers, such as our sheriffs, our CHP, firemen, and Adventist, which is the largest hospital in Hanford. From $40,000 a month in gross sales, we now make over $100,000 in gross sales. But with all this being said, I noticed that the one thing that was at fault is there's little to no education for entrepreneurs. And unless one is willing to and able to attend college, they're not going to get any help. They can go online and do some research, but it's very time consuming and can still lead one astray. There's a specific step of ladders that you need to get through to starting a business, to opening a bank account, to legalizing a business, to getting licensing. And if you don't do it in the right pattern, then you're lost and you have to start all over, and it's a waste of time. So the solution, a business that has experience and knowledge of what to do and in the correct steps, a trustworthy group of entrepreneurs that can help new entrepreneurs or even seasoned entrepreneurs go in the right direction the first time. And that is how I have developed JH Tackett Consulting. Small business ran by just a few seasoned entrepreneurs with the experience and the desire to use our history to assist current and future businessmen and women. And this is our way that we can go ahead and give back to our community and those to come. And as our mission statement, you can see that it is to provide our current and future entrepreneurs with the education and support needed to build successful businesses. Whether they have already started it, whether it's been alive and around for 20 years, whether they're making $5,000 a month in revenue, or whether they're making $2 million a month in revenue, we're here to help. The JH Tackett Consulting team would be made up of myself, daughter, employee, future board member, and project manager of JH Tackett Inc., as well as my mother and father, which are president and vice president. So this organizational chart here would just show that the flow of information would start with my mother being the president of JH Tackett Inc. and the one that has the most experience of the ups and downs. And then it would fall to either my father, Jeff, or myself, depending on what kind of information or skills are needed. Between my mother and my father, they have over 50 years of entrepreneurship experience. And then myself, I have the educational background of business management. And coming up with all of my information and my market analysis, I did go ahead and send out a survey to the JH Tackett Marketing Inc. clients. And you can see that they range in many different industries, which I thought was most helpful when it came down to the generalization of information. And in my survey results, you can see that out of the 37 people that were surveyed, the two questions that I asked, do you feel your company or yourself would benefit from a business counselor advisor? And would you be willing to enter a contract for such? Most of those 37 surveyed leaned on the yes or maybe side, while very little, 29.7% for one and 40.5% said no. Our target market would range to any entrepreneur of any gender, any age, because they do come in all shapes and sizes. But this information was actually taken from the JH Tackett Inc. Facebook page. And we could see that our target market favors females at 66.2%. And our sweet spot in age was 35 to 44, with 38% of our client base in that group. This is important because JH Tackett Consulting's client base or the starting group would come from the J.H. Tackett marketing and J.H. Tackett insurance client base, and we would expand from there. Our competitors in our area are PGP Consulting, which is a tax preparation firm, California Consulting, which is a computer consulting firm, and Sandler Training, which is a business management firm. Out of all of my research, Sandler Training seems to be the only similar business model to ours, where they range of business management in several areas and not just in tax preparation, payroll, accounting, and that sort of thing. But the only thing that separates the two of us is that they are all focused on one specific area: tax preparation, computer, technology. Sandler Training offers training programs, but it is a fit several companies into one training program, where we understand that several companies are all different and they're unique and they need their own specific training and advice, not just the same training program. And how we would make that happen is by word of mouth and referrals. The J.H. Tackett list of clients is long, and they reach from across the country to Georgia and across the world to Taiwan. So word of mouth is not very unusual for us. Paper ads, J.H. Tackett already utilizes our local newspaper. We're always involved in local events, and they always have advertisements and group sponsorships. And as well as the new age technology, J.H. Tackett has already partnered with Yelp, Google, ASI, and Fortune 5 Marketing, which assists with our website and social media accounts. These are a list of services that I did ask on my survey what my 37 companies would be interested in. And you can see that community events, inventory management, and marketing are way up there, which are 3 very important things that we specialize in. I did come up with 3 different plans, very simple and can be added onto later, but just as a starting basis: an hourly, a monthly, and an annually. If a business needs a little bit of information, they can come for an hour. If they want to stay through a season, they can stay for a few months. And if they need help year-round, then they can come annually. And these are some additional services. Besides simply advising, we can also file paperwork, we can be at physical events, and we can do website creation. This is a very small nutshell of the services that we can provide, but as I'm starting out, this is the information I have, and I hope you enjoyed.